Welcome to Be Empowered Woman, the talk show. Your host, Nancy Rivera. I'm so happy to be here with you today. We're going to be discussing how to start a business. Many of us have been there where we have this idea and we want to start a business, but it can be a very big challenge. So today I'm going to bring you some tips that you can do to start your business. And we're going to have today also a special guest who actually turned a simple service into a big business. So she's going to join us in a couple of minutes. So when we start a business, we have to think about what we want to do, what service we want to give out, what product we want to sell. And that's where we have to start. We have to also identify that a group of people that are the ones who are going to maybe be our clients. And also, we have to think about a name. And in this process, many people just think about a name, and sometimes their names are not related to the service or to the product that they are going to be selling. So it is very important that when we choose a name for our business, first of all, we have to know if that name is available. And second, we have to know if this name really describe who we are. What are we going to be selling? What are we going to be giving out so that the service and the name have some kind of relationship. So then after that, we have to learn a little bit more about business. We know that we have to be in social media, that we can have our Facebook, our Instagram page, our TikTok. We can also have a blog or a website. But doing all of these things, it's important that we also have a brand where we can actually, people that see us out there in our social media know who we are, what we do, and what we are giving out or selling. So that's other part that we have to do. Also, it's very important the marketing. Sometimes we have the budget for creating our different platforms. We have the money to create our product or to buy to the products that we need and bring them to our online store or whatever we are doing. But we forget about the marketing. We can have a very big idea. We can have the best intention to have a business, and that maybe we have the best products. But if we don't have a marketing plan, we are losing it. We need to have a marketing plan because people need to know who we are, what we are doing. If not, all the money that we spend in that product or in that platform or in that service is not going to be working. Other thing that also helps is to create a business plan. If we have a business plan, then we have an idea of how we are going to be working. We have to understand where we are. If we're going to be opening a store, we need to know how many people that are around us also are giving out the same service or the same product so that we can know who our competition is. And also, it's very important to create networking. Also, knowing where we are going to establish this business, if we are going to have a um, walk-in business, we need to know who are our business that are beside us so that we can create some kind of networking. Starting a business can be very, very challenging if we don't have all the tools. Starting a business can be also a great adventure. We just need to know what we want, how we are going to do it, and of course, what is our goal. Create small goals, but it's also important to know that we can start a plan and that plan can change. Back in 2012, when I started my business, I did not even imagine that I was going to be doing the things that I'm doing today. When I started my business in 2012, I was giving out just service and service for free because I was part of the community. We were working as a community service. And then back in 2012 is when we started to then add new projects. And today we have four projects that we work with. We have our community service. We also have a service that is a project that give out service to women women who wants to start their business, they don't know how to do it. We help women to identify where are their passion, their talents, and how they can turn this into a business. But we also work with domestic violence. We work with empowering the women, and we also have another project that is for helping kids and helping students who are going through a rough time, especially now in the pandemic. We also have a project that is to work with the army, the veterans, and give them workshops and give them motivation tools so that they can, get together back into their community. Also, we have another project that is to help with people, families that are going through the grieving of losing someone of their family. And we also have another project that is also for Spanish speaker who is trying to empower the women here in Puerto Rico and in Latina community. So we have a digital magazine, we have podcast, we have blog, we have this space now here. So I never ever imagined that I was going to be in this point of my life with my business. When I started my business, I didn't have a plan. And in the process, I had to trust the process, learn many things, and turn them then into a business. So trust the process. The first thing that you have to do is trust in yourself and in what you're going to be doing, and be consistent in what you want to do and how you wanted to do it. But let's bring in now Kristin, who is a wedding planner, and she now has a retreat for brides. So let's get to know her a little bit more, and then we'll be back. Good morning, Kristin, and thank you so much for joining us in Being Power Woman, the talk show. I am so happy to have you here, and I would like you to please let us know who are you and what you do.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice to be here with you, and it's an honor to be part of this amazing show. I'm Kristin Sullivan. I'm the founder of the Bridal Retreat, where wedding planning marries wellness. I coach brides to be from overwhelmed to overjoyed through my holistic retreats.
Yes, we were talking before about how do you do this retreat, 3 days retreat, right? And I was so happy to know that there's someone who is actually working with the bride, not only in that time of preparation, but also identifying the stress that they go through and try to help them. So tell us a little bit about why you started with this, how you got this idea, and what moved you to say, you know what, all the brides need like their break time in all the stress of weddings.
Yes, absolutely. So I have been a wedding planner for 25 years. I took a bit of a break a few years back to actually write a memoirs book about all of the amazing people that I've met doing their wedding. And when I did that, going through my journal and my notes and kind of collecting all of my thoughts, I realized that there was this missing link of brides being so stressed out the whole time and waiting until the very end to just finally be like, oh, I wish I would have listened. I wish I would have just trusted the process. And I really wanted to find a way to start them off that way so that they didn't stress themselves out. On average, it's a year that a bride plans a wedding. And so using that analogy of a year of your life being stressed out, it just wasn't sitting well. So I looked around to try to find something that was out there to be able to guide brides to, and I couldn't find anything. And so that's why I created the retreats. So they come in just after they get engaged, and we go through really mindset training with yoga, meditation, journaling, healthy eating, just joy consultancy, really getting them in the correct mindset to know that anything that comes at them during this time can be adjusted with just breath work. And so that's how I created it. And I honestly feel that brides now going through planning, let's just face it, we all work full time. We all have jobs, we all have lives, and we just need to find a balance. And that's pretty much what this retreat teaches you.
This is awesome because sometimes we start a business and starting a business is very stressful. And in the process, there's times where we have to trust the process and try to change maybe the service that we are giving because we found that there's another way we can give our service. So how was your change being a wedding planner, or you're still a wedding planner?
Well, I still do wedding planning.
Okay.
Part of the retreat is actually planning. So you
Okay.
actually, the brides can come into the retreat, and there's a large portion of it that is still taught by me, educating them on wedding planning. So I just kind of shifted gears. I married the wellness into the wedding planning and hopes that that gives them that perfect balance where they may still want to use a planner at the end, but we give them enough tools that they wouldn't have to if they didn't choose to.
Okay, so you do still do the wedding planning, and now you add this new service. And that's what I'm saying, that sometimes in business, we're stuck with the main idea that we had of a business. And like I said, starting a business is very stressful. We have to like be in all places at the same time. And in the same time, we can see in our path that maybe we can add new service, or maybe what we started as an idea actually changed while we were like constructing our business. So how was that process for you?
You know, no one likes change. And as a planner, you know, you set plans in motion, and I'm very much like that person that likes to check off the list. So as you can imagine, last year when COVID hit and all of my weddings and all of my retreats were canceled, I had to do another giant pivot. And it was scary. It was scary for a lot of people. It still is scary because the industry is kind of, you know, still on its head. But you have to figure out ways. And I think as entrepreneurs, and you'll know this, I think, and resonate with it, we know what we have to do. Instinct just kicks in. I figured out that I needed to start a retail line when all of the events and retreats were canceled last year, because if anything like this happened again, you need to have something to fall back on. And a lot of things are out of our control. So I think that you can have a plan, and that's great, but you always need to have a plan B and sometimes a plan C. And just you have to roll with what's happening, because yeah, so many things happen. Many things can change your plan that are out of your control. And so you just have to let go of that. It's the same thing I educate the brides on in the retreat. You know, it might rain on the wedding day. It's not what you're planning for. It's not what you want, but you're not going to let it ruin your day. And so as that right mindset, you can actually shift yourself to think in a positive thinking around it.
Yeah, I help a lot of women who are starting their business, and sometimes they just want to stick to that plan, what they imagined was going to be their business, and they're like so tied to that plan that sometimes they don't see the opportunities that maybe are in front of them. And seeing maybe you who started a business as a wedding planner, and then you added this service. I started my business in a nonprofit, just giving community service, and now I have like 4 more projects under my nonprofit. So it's okay to accept the challenge to add new things to our business. And yes, starting our business could be, okay, I have to plan. That's the first thing. I have to plan what I want to do in my business, but it's okay to just let go to that is not working and add to the new things.
Absolutely. And
so your service. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say another thing that I created a card line for brides that didn't have planners. So my job, Corley, has always been to be a wedding planner, but there are some people that just don't want to have a planner. Maybe it's not in their budget. Maybe it's just not what they want. And so I found that giving them still the guidance that they need those last 30 days is just something that is so helpful. They don't have to have a planner, but they can have this little set of of affirmation cards for the final 30 days that guides them. That was never in my wheelhouse. I always wanted to actually be their planner, but it's not for everyone. So we have to understand that we have to pivot. We have other revenue streams. And if you just look slightly to the right or slightly to the left, you can still help people, just in a different solution.
Mhm. Yes. And how many retreats have you done already? How does it work? If I'm the one who's going to get married, that's not going to happen right now. But if I'm the one who will be getting married, how do you introduce this new service? Because it's like something new, and people are scared of new things. So how do you manage all of this?
It is new. Like I said, we did a lot of research and there was nothing out there like it. And I think that you have to look at it like if you were going to perhaps a yoga retreat or a meditation retreat, or going for some type of diet situation where you're going to have someone help you, like a health camp. What I've done is I've taken those solutions and I've combined them into one place for you. So I'm streamlining all of these solutions for you in one place. So you're not having to go to 5 or 6 different places. Everything is actually going to be right there for you. And you have expert coaches. So all of the coaches that actually advise you have been doing this for many years, and they're all very reputable. And I think that in itself, you can look up everyone, you can, everybody likes to vet everyone and see who they're going to be working with. And we've given all that information up front. It's really just an escape for the bride. So 3 nights and 4 days with other brides. It's not like you're going away with your bridal party. There's a little bit of weirdness in that as well, and that you're going on your own. You certainly can bring them, but I don't think it's beneficial to anyone other than a bride.
Okay.
You come around with 20 like-minded individuals, and you're now in a situation where you're actually learning from people going through the same exact thing you're going through, which there's comfort to that as well. So you sign up. It's destination retreats. We have our next retreat coming up in Nashville, Tennessee in October. And we do still have space. It's at a beautiful private bed and breakfast. And we're super excited. You're going to come in and you're going to feel comfortable right away, because that's just who we are. We are here to help you. And you're going to have all the tools in front of you to feel relaxed and comfortable, and certainly even talk with us in advance if that's something that would make you even feel more comfortable, to get to know some of us in advance.
Okay, so exactly, it includes the 3 days, 2 nights, and also the food. It includes yoga, I think you mentioned. What else this package include?
Yep, so it's 3 nights, 4 days. It includes all of your meals. It includes yoga daily, meditation daily, wedding planning daily. We do have guest chefs that come in and actually teach you how to meal prep and cook healthy while you're going through this, because everyone always worries about fitting into that dress. And I'm like, you're going to look beautiful regardless. We actually do excursions as well. So there'll be some little outings, spa moments generally, because again, it is a retreat. We do want all of our clients to feel pampered and special. And again, just give them peace of mind to get started on this really healthy path.
Okay. So how do people can look for this space that you're going to have now in October? How can they find you and say, okay, she's going to be my wedding planner? What are the services that you give as a wedding planner besides the retreat?
Absolutely. So you can find us on thebridalretreat.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. We're on all social media platforms. I also do a live every Sunday morning called Leftover Cake Chat on Facebook. And it's on that page, Leftover Cake Chat. We sit and I answer any questions that anyone has in regards to wedding planning. And you can email me at Kristin at thebridalretreat.com as well. But I would say that we offer many different services. So I feel like we have a solution for every bride out there. We obviously have the retreat, which is my preference because I feel like you're starting yourself out on that healthy journey. And that's going to continue through married life. Now you're going to be able to have things come at you that you're going to be able to just deal with in a very healthy manner. If the retreat isn't for you, we still do wedding planning packages, which would be either full service planning, month of planning, or day of planning. And then I also have the card deck that I spoke about. If you choose not to have a planner, there's also professional expert advice for your final 30-day countdown. And then lastly, I also created a journal and wedding planning guide that you can get on Etsy. So the card deck and the journal are available on our Etsy page, which is We Do Wedding Planning. So I have to send all of that information to you as well. I know that's a lot to write down.
Yes, and it's a lot. Yes, it is. But that's the magic of having our own business, that we discover in the process other things that we can give out as a service to help our people, ¿verdad? To help the people that we're working with. So, an advice that you can give out to all the brides, what it could be?
You know, I feel like you just have to know that this is your day. Now, you're going to have a lot of outside influences, and a lot of people want to give you advice, whether it's from the wedding that they just went through themselves or people that are contributing to your budgets. Remember that it's still your day and that you should be making it about the two of you. Don't lose sight that you're coming together to be married. The ceremony is the most important part, and really focus on what matters to the two of you. I think communication is key, and we start off these relationships with in-laws and family members that are different. So the family dynamics start like right away, right when the ring goes on the finger. You want to make sure that you're nurturing those relationships too, not just the relationship you have with your fiance. So that sets the tone for the rest of your life, and you just want to make sure that that's a good footing to start on.
I have not getting married. I mean, I'm not planning on getting married soon, but it is good to know that we have to have that person beside us that is not involved in our family with the family drama, and that is a professional that knows what he or she is doing, and that's a wedding planner. And that's, I know that this is like the big day that we are all hoping to have, but it is important to have a wedding planner. And sometimes we think that we can do it everything, we can do all, and then 2 or 3 days or through 2 or 3 weeks before the big day, we are so overwhelmed. And that's the reason why it is so important to have a wedding planner. So last things that you want to say to our audience, just to remind people where they can find you.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me. And I just want to say, I know that I'm speaking to someone that's just like you and I as well. Like, I would hire a planner. That I want to enjoy my day. I don't want to be running around checking in vendors, making sure that things are set up the way they're supposed to be. I want to be doing my hair and makeup, drinking champagne with my girlfriends, and having a really good time, and just not worrying about anything. And that's what a planner does for you. We also play that family dynamics role in that you can blame us. We don't have to spend the rest of our lives with these people. So, rely on us for that. That's what we're here for. And again, you can find me at Kristin at thebridalretreat.com. And we have, like I said, we're on all social media. So reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook. We'd be happy to answer any questions, or join us on Sunday morning. We actually eat cake, drink champagne in our PJs, and talk about weddings.
That sounds awesome. I'm going to join you then your next live, just because I want to eat candy in my pajamas and drink some champagne or some wine.
I love it. I love it.
Kristin, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us and talk about this new system that you have about the retreat for the bride. So I wish you the best, and I hope that your business keep on growing, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much. I hope we bring a retreat to see you in Puerto Rico.
Okay, that would be nice. So take care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all for joining us in today's episode in Being Power Woman, the talk show. Before I leave, I would like to give you some tips about what not to do when you're starting a business. And like I said on the beginning of today's show, we have to trust our process. We need to understand that things can be changed in our process. That maybe we started with an idea of a business, but this idea can turn into another thing. So some of those things that we have to avoid is spending so much time in our business plan. Like I said, we have to plan. We need a plan, and it is important to have a plan. But this plan can change. It's not written in rock, so you can change your plan. The second thing that we should do is actually, we should not do is actually wait for the perfect moment. Let me tell you something. There's never going to be a perfect moment. We need to do that when we are feeling that it's ready. If you're looking for perfection and just waiting to, oh, this is the perfect time, or no, I don't, my website is not looking perfect, or my social media is not looking perfect, or my business plan is not looking perfect, my store is not looking perfect, let me tell you something. You're always going to find something that you want to change. So that means that you're going to be delaying what is your starting part. Just start it. You're going to be learning so many things in the process. It is okay to change things in the process. It is okay to start and then say, oh, wait, I could do this better. That's part of the process, and that's part of what we should do in our business. The third thing is be original. Do not copy, do not compare yourself with other business. Sometimes when we are starting a business, we compare ourselves for business who have been established for years. If we do that, we are always going to find something negative in our business. Just remember that all of us started in some point where you're going to be starting. That means that we went through that process too. So don't try to compare yourself with the ones that are already established. If your goal is to be up here, work hard to get up here, but don't copy. Don't copy the content. Do not compare yourself to that business, because then you're not going to be focusing in the most important thing, that is actually your. You have an idea and you do not know how to start, you can always contact me at 787-404-4355. You can also visit us in www.beingpowerwomen.com. Also in social media, we are as Being Power Women. So thank you so much for joining us in today's show. And we are going to be then next week with a special guest talking here about business. So bye bye.